Hi, everybody. I am Barb Steinberg. I'm a teen life coach for girls and a parent coach and a speaker on teen girl issues. Today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about monitoring our tweens and our teens. I know as a parent, I hear all the time from other parents as I coach them that they're wondering, am I monitoring my kids enough? Am I monitoring them too much or not enough? So they're just wondering how much is the right amount. And that's kind of an ongoing question, I think, with each year as they get older and older and older. I love the idea of thinking about what's behind the monitoring and asking yourself questions so you can really get clear on your motivation behind the monitoring. So some questions to think about are, so why am I monitoring to the degree that I am? Is there a fear? Is there a worry? Am I scared about something? Is my intuition telling me that there's something going on that makes me want to monitor? Do I want to know? Do I want to be in the know because I want to offer advice and guidance? Or do I want to be in the know because I just want to feel connected to my child? I want to know what's going on in her world and her life and her friendships and her dating life and so on. So what's driving the monitoring? What's behind it? Because all behavior is purposeful, right? So what is the purpose? What am I trying to gain from this? And getting really honest with ourselves about what that's about. So let's use the phone for an example when it comes to monitoring our kids. So it's an easy one in today's world. So when our kids first get their phone at whatever age it is that you allowed phones in your family, you might start by being more strict in terms of the monitoring, and you have access to all of their passwords, and you are reading their texts, and you're looking at their Snapchats and their Instagram posts and so on, and you're offering guidance and advice, and that's a really great place to start, to be a little bit more strict and more heavy on the monitoring as they're younger. And if you haven't started out strict from the beginning, don't worry, you still can. Although, it's not going to go over probably that well with your teen, but you can always say, hey, you know what? I've been thinking about this. I think I made a mistake by giving you so much freedom and so much privacy on your phone. And I'd like to implement a little bit more, some limitations and some boundaries on this. She won't love it. And you can go ahead and acknowledge, I get it, that this is going to be hard to kind of go backwards a little bit and have a little less freedom. But I'm doing this because I really think that this is the best thing for you. And I'm doing it because I care about you, and I want to make sure that, you are interacting in a way that is good for you. So financing, I think, is another way to kind of explain and give some credence to your monitoring when it comes to, I purchased the iPad, I purchased the laptop, I purchased the phone. These are actually my devices that I'm letting you borrow, my sweet teenager. So that is kind of if you're in my house, my teenager says, I'll pay you for the phone. What does it cost? That's not going to happen. So letting them know, I have purchased these items for you. They're mine that I'm letting you borrow. And I'm going to, because of that, I'm going to have a little bit more interaction or some more monitoring going on. And some of that also has to do with your age, that you're learning social skills, you're learning friendship skills and how to interact with people. And because it's so much easier to be someone you're not behind a lens rather than face to face, I'd like to just be there to offer a little bit more guidance in the beginning. And as you get older, I will be pulling back from the monitoring and having the access and giving you as much guidance. And I'll be asking you to come to me when it is that you think that you need guidance as you get older. So the older that our teens get, the more responsibility that they show, whether they're on a phone or not, then we need to let them know that's going to equate to more privacy and more freedom and more independence. Not that I'm not going to be here to guide, I will. But that's really important for them to know, that you acknowledge that they're getting older and they want privacy and less monitoring. So when they hear that, they see that you get it, that you understand the need for that and the want for that. And that you're not always going to match their need for privacy and freedom and your need for monitoring. It's not always going to match, but hopefully you can get kind of close in the middle. So if you think back to our childhoods, if you're anywhere around my age, then you can remember our parents did not have as much information about every interaction we had, every picture that we took, every response to someone, all of the interactions. We, on the other hand, for better or for worse, we have got detailed accounts of complete entire conversations that our teens are having with their peers or other adults. And, in some cases, if there's something going on that's worrying us or that we are fearful about, and our intuition tells us there's something's going on that might possibly be dangerous or, not good for our kids, then that can be helpful. But so often there really are times in our teens' lives that privacy is warranted, that it's okay for them to have some privacy or some interactions that we don't necessarily need to be privy to or know about. For example, I can think about, girls that I work with. So of course, online, they're busy talking about who they have crushes on and who they like and who likes who and what they've done together as they've been kissing and so on. And they don't really want their mom or dad to know that. That feels really personal and private, not only to your daughter, but to her friends. And it feels kind of weird and awkward, the idea of you, the mom, knowing who has crushes on who and who's done what with who when her friends come over and you're now face to face. So I know some other families have decided to use like a family member other than the parents, other than you, like an older cousin who's in college that will do some monitoring and report to you, mom or dad, if something is serious and needs to be addressed. I know in my family, I have a younger sister and her husband. And so, of course, because they are younger and they are not me, they are far cooler and hip and, far more likable. So I have my sister and her husband. They follow my teenager on Snapchat, on Instagram, and so on. And so they've kind of got their eyes on it. I've got my eyes on it because my teenager is only 14. But as I said, with each year of age and responsibility, the goal is to have less and less monitoring, that you've given them enough guidance that they're going to make enough smart decisions and be appropriate online. Of course, there's going to be mistakes. That's the whole point of adolescence, right? But if we look at the big picture, the mistakes are usually tolerable. They're not usually, life-endangering mistakes. They can be embarrassing or humiliating, but they're not life-endangering. So that's, I think, important for us as parents to sometimes remember to help us calm down a little bit. And also, I think, to look at the big picture and say, okay, well, let me look at my child. She is, in general, she's a good kid. In general, she makes pretty good decisions. In general, she's got good friends. In general, she cares about her academics. So in general, looking at, I've raised a pretty good kid. She's got a pretty good head on her shoulders. It doesn't mean that she's not going to make mistakes. But I think knowing that big picture allows us to relax a little bit and move away or back away from the monitoring as much, and trusting that it's going to be okay, that she's got a good head on her shoulders, and that she'll make some pretty good decisions. So, am I monitoring because I'm thinking she's going to do terrible things online or otherwise, or am I monitoring because I can? And sometimes we just kind of get in a habit of being so involved and so vigilant that we don't even realize, I could actually relax a little bit. So hopefully some of this has given you some food for thought to kind of think about what's right for you, for your daughters, for your family. Everybody's different. So feel into these questions. See if you can come up with any insights for yourself and your family. I would love it if this helped in any way. I would love it if you would click the like or share a comment or share the video with any of your friends that you think would help. And there's more of these videos that I hope that you'll watch on my YouTube channel, Barb Steinberg, a lot of advice for parents of tween and teen girls. And I have a monthly newsletter with great tips and tools and strategies to help you raise girls that are happy and confident and healthy. And that's on my website, barbsteinberg.com. So thank you so much for listening, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.